going to be preparing different types of fish for you today, and I've got a good selection of fish on here. So I've got sprats, herring, mackerel, plaice and lemon sole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the mackerel and I'm going to show you how to do the flatfish. Mackerel is an oily fish full of omega-3. I'm going to gut it, and then what I'm going to do is open it up, and eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke the mackerel. So I'll just get my knife and just cut in to there, just about that far down. And then what I'll do is just take the guts out. At this stage here, you can fillet it. So I would cut down there and then cut along the centre bone, and then I would do the same the other side. But what I'm actually going to do with this, I'm going to open it up more. I'm going to cut right the way through, and then right the way down to the tail. There's quite a lot of bones in oily fish, so you just be a little bit careful when you're preparing it and eating it. I want to cut right along the centre bone. Remember with fish, give it a good clean as well. So once you've finished preparing it, that's when you get it into the sink and you make sure that you clean it all up. Fish do live in the sea or fresh water, so there's a lot of bacteria in there anyway. So what I'm trying to do is negotiate this centre bone out. And just slide my finger along there to open that bone up. Cut through the centre bone. And then that then comes out. That's my centre bone out. So I've got a pair of tweezers here. These are actually cooking tweezers, what we use in the industry. And then I'm just going to pin bone it. So all of these bones along the side there, the rib bones, I want to get them out. So you just feel along there. When you feel the bone, you just then pull it out. Like that. And you do that to all the bones in the fish. It can be a bit fiddly, but it's worth it in the long run. That's the mackerel cleaned and pin boned. So that's now ready for when I want to smoke that. The next fish is going to be the plaice. The plaice, well identified as one, it's a flatfish, another type of fish, and then you might be able to see little red dots on there. So that's a plaice. And with this, there's two ways of preparing it. One, we can take 4 fillets off, so that side, turn it over and do the same. Or we can take 2 larger fillets. I'm going to show you both ways today. So I'm just going to try and take as much meat as possible. So I'm going to cut around the head here. Right the way down to the centre bone. You'll feel the centre bone because the knife will get kind of stuck there. And then I just cut down the side. It's all about your knife skills when you're preparing fish. Let's take as few bones with you as possible. Leave as much of the bones on the actual skeleton. Again, watch the way I'm using my knife. Fish can be quite slippery, so if they're too slippery, then use a cloth on top of the fish to stop it sliding about. I'm just running the knife along the bone here. The noises you're hearing is where I'm running it along the bone, not where I'm cutting through it. And that's my fillet. So that's both fillets off now. So you can see there's very little meat left on there, and that can just be thrown away. And these are my two main fillets. That's the top, and this is the bottom. As I said, there's two ways of preparing a flatfish. So the next I'm going to do is where I get 4 fillets from it. And again, you need some good knife skills here. So you'll have a central lateral line coming down the fish here. I'm going to cut down into that, and that'll be the centre of the bone. And then all I do is I just get my knife and just slowly run it along the bone, outwards towards the fin. So you'll end up with 4 smaller fillets from this fish. Again, remember, keep as much of the meat as possible. And that's one of the fillets. So that's my 4 fillets, and they're on the side there. And I've taken as much of that meat off as possible. Next thing I'm going to do is show you how to do a herring. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've got the herring here and I'm going to fillet it. So I'm going to show you how to fillet a fish. It's really, really simple. So with a herring, it hasn't been gutted, which we wouldn't expect it to be, but a lot of fish that you'll get will be gutted. I just slice into it and then just pull out the guts from the inside. This here is the herring roe, which we would normally eat as well. So I would keep that, but if you don't want it, then clearly don't eat it. And I just pan fry that with some salt and pepper. Once I've gutted it, I then just lift this fin up here, place my knife underneath, and then just cut down to the centre bone. And then all I do is turn my knife around and just run it down the centre bone. Remember, just minding your fingers. And then right the way to the end. And that's my fillet. Second fillet, and that's what I'm left with. And that again would go into stock, or you throw it away. So what we've done is we've filleted, we've flattened the fish out so it's ready for smoking. We've got 4 fillets from a flatfish, and we've got 2 fillets from a flatfish. So keep watching here for how these are being cooked, and I'll show you some ideas of cooking different types of fish and the reasons why we do it.